Yesterday doesn't matter.
Now it's time to qualify.
Time to get the job done.
I'm not thinking about other players, I'm thinking in my gameplay.
I need my revenge now, it's time. eChampions League, it's a dream that come true and I'm ready to qualify.
Honestly, I hope to bring this tournament to Tom.
Keep an eye on me. I'm not finished yet.
If I do what I know I can, then I can beat anyone.
I think this is the biggest opportunity yet I had to win this tournament.
I'm here to be the champion.
Vamos!
Of course I can do it.
Last game of action. Yesterday he played Manu Bashore and what was a fantastic day. Today he plays against PH in a former FC Pro Open champion who desperately needed a win yesterday. Did end with 3 points next to his name. A big day for these players. 36 still in the competition. Only 24 will make it through to the eChampions League knockout phase tomorrow. Of course, I'm not on my own here in commentary. Brandon Smith alongside Tom Leeson-Shorey. Guys, big day yesterday, but even bigger one today. You have to get it right if you want to be in the knockout phase.
Yeah, look, I think this game is absolutely huge to start off. PH's in, 3 points yesterday, not the experience he was looking to have here at the eChampions League so far. You get this result, though, against Emre Yilmaz, who's looking like one of the big favourites. It'd be a huge start to his day, and you'd back him to qualify from there.
Can't see it happening, though, I'll be honest. I'll get it in early, I just think Emre in this tournament, it just feels right for him. Every time, he's been so consistent, last like 3 or 4 years here. I mean, PH's in. The good thing for him is he didn't get many points, but he finished on a win. Yeah. And that's always the way you want to finish on day one. But just think sometimes there's levels to the game, and Emre's on a different level.
Well, you've given us one prediction already, Tom. Should have a look at the rest of your predictions you've given us. We've asked for top 8 predictions here from our talent team here at the eChampions League. Tom, this is your list. Emre Yilmaz in at 3rd in that top 8. Nicholas to go the full way on top of the table. The goal scorer in Asada. Give me a bit of your hot takes across a few of these picks.
I mean, a few of them based off what I play. Like, I'm very much aware of RVP at home has been really, really good online. Scores a lot of goals. He played well yesterday, 6 points. Lex has been on fire. His defence has been really good as well. And I predicted Anders, if he gets top 8, he's going to have to get 9 out of 9 points. I think he is going to turn up today. You know what, come back to me at the end of the day, but I could be going 8 for 8. I could be doing it.
I'll be honest, we couldn't do Tom's and not yours, sure. This is your top 8 as well. It's a little bit different, though, because you've gone for 2 E-Premier League players in there, haven't you, in the Leeds boys?
Yeah, look, I saw Tex yesterday. He's high in confidence, playing well. He gave it a big roar after his first win in there. And then Nick Sneb as well pulled off a great comeback. And I just think those 2 boys, they've got a very, very high ceiling, especially Nick Sneb as well. Yeah, we've seen Tex over the years, but Nick Sneb, we've not seen him in as many tournaments as him. I know he can still do it. And then the rest of them, I mean, look, quite obvious names. Maybe the big shock in there is that I haven't put Anders in, but it's just based on yesterday's performance.
Unbelievable scenes, as we said. Big day of action today. Still 3 more rounds. As always, we can see all your comments coming through on the Twitch and YouTube chat. Who are you supporting from home? Let us know as we jump into our first featured matchup. We're going to be keeping close eyes on Emre Yilmaz PH in Tuga against Guga Faraz and the Sada against Levi David. What a game that one is, by the way, Tom. 2 players that know where the back of the net is, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, Levy's been super consistent now, and Asada's just broken on. The main thing for Levy is he loves to defend to win games.
That's a bit of attack versus defence.
He needs to stop Nasada. He doesn't want to play Nasada his own game.
Well, here we go then. Speaking of Nasada, and speaking of goals, didn't take long, did it, for the virtual Bundesliga champion to score against Levi David. 2 minutes into the game, sure, he's already found a goal.
I mean, sometimes it just really shocks you off kickoff because it's just like a stroll in the park there for Nasada. I think Levi is anticipating some sort of pass across there, and he just says, no, I'll just technical dribble there. And that's something for you guys at home to take a look at the pros doing, Tom, because sometimes you don't even need to pass sideways. You can just go straight.
Yeah, I think that's a real feature of pros as this game's developed. And something I notice a lot is having the passing options and then just dribbling anyway, and it looks really basic. Like when you see him score, you think, how easy was that? But because we're so used to passes being chosen, 3 or 4 of them, go against it and just burst into space. Emre Yilmaz is perfect at that, by the way. That is one of Emre's main features. He'll have 3 options, you'll overmark, and he'll just glide into space, exactly like Nasada did there. Definitely why you need to be triggering runs at home.
Well, who are you supporting from home? Let us know. Tex getting some love from Link in the chat as PH in. He stopped with an unbelievable tackle for Emre Yilmaz. It must be said as well that we have also got 6 other matches that we're not following personally in this round, that including the likes of Nicholas against Samu Gamer, Tex against Milka Love, Jafonzo, Premier League champion, taking on Hezers, and Anders Vergang will be hoping for a better day in the office. Yesterday, sure, he only 4 points from 9, but it's hard to bet against him. He's definitely going to be in the top 24, you'd like to say.
Yes, yeah, you'd find it extremely surprising if that wasn't the case. I mean, I think it would be one of the biggest shocks ever if he doesn't make it. I just want to touch as well on Alehan Lyon, another man we were touching on before. I think, you know, that's a man that you think potentially 18 points?
He should do with the way he was playing. He should do. Also, one thing I wanted to pick up on is I mentioned slide tackles yesterday.
Yes.
That Emre tackle, it's a real feature in pros games. It's high risk. And I think it's high reward, because the other thing is, what the pros aren't bothered about is if you slide tackle and give away a pen, they were going to score anyway. So what's the problem?
Yes, with the lack of keeper movement we have these days, when these pros are in the box, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see, it's rare that the keeper's making saves in the box now with keeper movement.
So you might as well use the slide tackle play style. Here we go.
Chance goal, Emre Yilmaz off the mark as the league phase table will upgrade and update.
Now, people at home might be thinking, how the hell do I do that kind of pass? L1R1 double square, so he's just launched it, and then L1R1 double square, that pass just slide tackles it into the striker.
Tom, I spoke to Emre Yilmaz earlier today. I said, who's your favourite player in this 50 million coin team? He said Bastian Schweinsteiger, and I mean, look, from what he's just pulled out there, there's no reason why it would not be him. What a pass.
Yeah, I think something that's started to really come into FC26 as the game develops is actually the long ball pass. So most people dismiss it as a useless play style. You want tiki-taka, you want pinged, you want incisive. I've noticed a little trend of long ball pass coming in because they can kind of play in that quarterback role like Schweinsteiger did there and send them 50-yard L1 triangle through balls or switches that work really well. So I think now there's more play styles in the game. Now we're at about 10 to 12 per player. I think long ball pass, especially on your middle centre midfielder, is actually useful. And if it's good enough for Emre, it's probably good enough for all of us.
50 minutes into this one, Tuga against Kuga Farazu. It's actually one of the oldest against the youngest players in the competition. Kuga Farazu only 17 years of age. Tuga 27 years of age. Sorry, Tuga. It was only his birthday just 2 days ago. One of the only players that actually played in the first ever eChampions League alongside Tex and Nicholas. There's been an update here, and that is that Levi David is 2-up in this game, Shuri. Last time we checked, he was 1-0 down. He's flipped the game on its head.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see goals in that one as we see Anders here 2-0 up, starting off fierce. And this is someone in Barrow who's obviously had a very tough eChampions League phase thus far. But Anders will be looking to make a statement here, get his goal difference up, all of that jazz, because you never know. He might be able to make that top 8 by a little bit of goal difference, Tom.
I always think if you're going to rock Anders, it's the first game, and if he starts well today, he normally goes on and just cruises through. Normally, Anders, you get him on the first game, he's a bit cold, you might be able to unsettle him, like yesterday. He was unsettled by Lex, then got a draw against Levy. If you don't get him now, I can just see him motoring on for the rest of the day and getting his 9 points.
Baggio, I mean, it's an interesting draft pick, isn't it? Baggio.
He wasn't too confident on him. Spoke to him about his team yesterday, Anders. It's an interesting team selection what he's gone with, but he said, for me, Baggio's the one he's not sure about in that role.
Well, in Italy, I said it yesterday on commentary in Naples, he was one of the only players to use Barzagli as a starting defender in the Italian league build-up that we're allowed to follow. Obviously now it's become a bit more of a common occurrence with how cheap he is. He plays against Barrow, who won the Georgian FC Pro Partnered League this year, another new FC Pro League that's part of the competition. 17 in total across Europe's best, all making up the 36 players here in Manchester. Only 8 can qualify for the final stage. Here's Desiree Doué. Anders with the extra pass. It's gone through the legs. And it's Ramirez that's given Ergang a 3-goal lead.
Ooh, I'd love to see a replay on that, Brandon. The creative run there with his right midfield. Look at Doué's movement. Look, creative run. Yeah. Doesn't use it straight away. Waits. Perfect timing. And he's just in the space. That is how you use them. Anders Versgan take a bow.
I love watching Anders. He looks around every goal just to say, who has to say something? As we see Tuga here gliding on through with Hullet, triggering that run, and 1 to the good. And you don't want to go 1-0 down against Tuga.
I've got a question for you guys. Last time we were in this very room, in this very studio, in terms of seeing who made it into the top 8 to the knockout phase going into Sunday. Guess how many players that are in the top 8 from day 1 finished in the top 8 in day 2 out of the 8? How many do you reckon stayed in that top 8?
6.
5.
It was 5 in the end. 5, which goes to show that if you're guessing, as you boys have in the early predictions, that if you're in form in day 1 and you picked up enough points, at least you'd say 7 to 9 points, you should stay in the top 8, really, shouldn't you?
I think it's the comfort blanket of knowing that you're qualified as well. Realistically, the people on 9 points already and 7, they're thinking, this is a bit of a free hit now. I'm in the knockout. So, and it's whether I want to be in the top 8 or whether I want to just go through and only be in the top 24. But that comfort blanket tends to mean full of confidence, and they stay there.
Musiala, Totti off the post somehow from Buffon's toe. Just a quick one, Shuri, which viewers might not know. All the matches and all the fixtures have already been preset. Is that a good thing for a player here or not? Because it's one of those, you could be playing against players, your 3 games today could be against players that have not won a single game, or it could be against 3 players that have been in incredible form, as Nasada pulls one back at 2-2.
Yeah, look, I mean, I guess I suppose you can go from the angle that you could potentially plan for that opponent. You know, potentially the way that they play, it has its advantages here and there for that's for sure. Nasada, I just do want to touch on him. If he can keep his head mentally today, that man can score an unlimited amount of goals here in the league phase.
I think the coaches would love it, because they get to do their research on 6 players.
They get a lot of time, don't they?
The only thing is, the first game today you can really prep for, but the other 2 games you play, players can be playing very differently on stage to how they've practiced. You watch a lot of their old tournaments or what they did in the leagues, and they might have changed based on what they're playing here. So you can prep, but yeah, I'd imagine the coaches like it. The players, I think it's so different when you're actually playing on the stage compared to all the prep.
Well, we are approaching the 30th minute of our feature match here, so it's a good opportunity to check in with FG and the rest of the team as this attack comes forward. Let's see if anything happens. No, it doesn't. FG, take it away. What's happening in the other 6 matches?
I mean, I'm telling you that there is a lot happening right here, because the guys next to me have been so animated throughout. We'll start with you, Oberon. We spoke so much about Anders Vergang. What a start for him. 3 goals up in 20 minutes.
I mean, he's just doing his job, because just 30 minutes and he's already 3-0 up. But on the other side, on the Nicolas side, I think that Nicolas is just changing his 4 tactics, because Samu Gamer is doing a lot of player logs, a lot of through balls. He's playing really good inside, and he's 4-1 up.
Wow, what a performance by Samu Gamer so far. Casey, you're watching Tex. Good start for him, 6 points out of 9 yesterday. How's he getting on?
Yes, he's had a good start, but Milcom Love has been knocking on the door. It is currently 2-1 in favor of Tex. Honestly, Milcom Love needs some wins here if he wants to stay in the conversation. On the other hand, we have Hezers versus Jafonso. Honestly, an end-to-end game. Jafonso has been leading most of the game, but Hezers recently had another goal to make it 2-2 for the 2 of them.
Always smiling, that man Hezers, and we're smiling watching that game. Graf, bring us the good news. Let's see, have you got goals in your games?
Lots of goals, and lots of good goals, actually. On game 8, we're seeing Montaxer getting the first win at the moment, because he's leading 2-1 against Karim Isbak. He's on 1 point, so he needs a win now. Another player that needs a win is Sofoglu, the Turkish player who lost every single match on day 1, and he's leading 3-2 against RBP Legends. So it seems like the Turkish fans will be happy.
Wow, absolutely. I'm sure the Turkish fans will be very, very happy. Let's head back to the casters. We're having a lot of fun here. I think there's been another goal in your game. RVP's just equalised.
Thank you, FG. Yeah, we had over 514 goals yesterday. I'm sure we'll get probably more of the same in day 2 as we give you some more updates of what's been going on in our feature matches. That's Tuga, who has got slightly fortunate there. He won't care. He's 3-1 up. Just a question for you boys as well. Just looking back yesterday at the point tally that got players through to the top 24. How's that gone in? It has. Emre Yilmaz is there. Just looking. And what was enough to send a lot of these players through last time out? It was 6 points. It was Rosende, was the only player of 6 points last year, Shuri, that got through. This year, will it be as kind as that, as 6 points?
I don't know, Brad. I'm not sure. 6 points.
And that was goal difference as well. That was
6 points getting you through.
Out.
Is absolutely wild. Of course, Tex had that crazy heartbreak last year, as we see Emre Yilmaz flying here against PhD in 6 points. I think you're going to need 7.
Yeah, I mean, already 6 positions in 20th, I think. I think you might need a few more than that.
If we get the chance to look at the lower bar again and to show the points, I think up to D. Fernandez at the moment in 16th place. He's already on 6 points next to his name. So look, 4 points already is the minimum tally as it stands. That's only over half of this round played. I don't think it's going to be as kind this year in terms of the threshold, so to speak.
Feels very evenly matched across the board, doesn't it? A lot of people are taking points off everyone all across the board. I mean, it's a lot of draws, a lot of tight games still. I think Anders is the only one so far in this game really running away with his.
Last couple of minutes of the half, the start of what a turnaround for him. Went 1-0 up, then 2-1 down and out. He's leading this by 3 goals to 2.
Great ball.
Could be on for a fourth if he can have the composure for Musiala to give him a 2-goal lead into the break.
Yeah, Nasada not messing around there at all. I mean, we touched yesterday on the importance of triggering runs so many times. We just see the replay here. Just triggers that run so late there, Tom. He does the offside trap and he just pounces on it very quickly.
Yeah, you wonder if it's something he's prepared as well, knowing that Levy is pretty aggressive with offside traps at times. That's the way Levy likes to press. Just knows it's coming, times it perfectly, triggers the run late as well. That's the main thing, because you don't see it. As soon as he triggers it, he plays the through ball. I mean, unbelievable footwork from Google there to get himself back in the game.
I mean, Tom, just something to, you know, from your pro aspect for the people to talk about. I mean, why do people offside trap so much? Why is it so important?
Firstly, around the box to make sure you're not pinned in, because when they recycle in these areas, you'll see it now from Guga. If you don't offside trap here, your team can get very, very stuck. Look, they can get very stuck in their own box. It's just one simple pass. Higher up the pitch, it's basically to help press in, because if your team's 30 yards into your own half, it's not going to be no good. If you're on the halfway line, all your players are closer to each other. So if you go with your right mid and you miss a tackle, your right back will be close, your centre mid will be close. Basically to get the defensive team as close together, whereas without the offside traps, there's big gaps. There's always big gaps between the two lines, and you're kind of like a sitting duck. You don't want to be a sitting duck, which is probably why you see so many through balls, by the way. A lot of people prefer to play the aggressive way of offside trapping, high lines, making sure they're putting pressure on the ball. The problem is if you sit back, I don't think it's beneficial. It's too easy. These pros will just play around you.
Someone who has to be sitting back in that first half is Anders Vergang. He is leading 6-1 in his game against the Georgian champions. Lamine Yamal is stopped and denied by Buffon. Only a minute of added time played, but then he played double that. And that will do us at the halfway point across the games. Nasada's kicked off for a second half.
Yeah, Nasada playing with some real confidence here. Triggering the run in, and it's Francesco Totti.
How do you stop it?
I don't think anyone knows.
Can we speak more on the fact? I spoke to him earlier today, and it's been his DNA this season, 4-4-2. Doesn't care about 4-5-1 or a 4-4-1. He plays 4-4-2, and he stands by it, Shuri.
Yeah, I think FC is such a mental game. I think we all know that by this point, how much players... If you believe mentally you're so much better in a different formation, it doesn't really matter what the meta is, as you see Emre Yilmaz go through, you know, I don't think we're going to see anyone in a 3-5-2 anytime soon. But as soon as you've got 4 defenders there,
his words were to me, Tom, earlier today. I said to him, why do you play a 4-4-2? And he said, obviously, it allows me to attack, and I feel like it's very balanced. And I said, why do other pros not use it? And his words were, they can't defend.
Yeah, there needs to be a level of understanding in a 4-4-2 that you have to probably be a better manual defender. You probably have to really be keen to cover a lot of space at once, because you won't have as much cover. Your 2 strikers aren't going to help you in defence, and a lot of pros tend to go for the more defensively safe option, then rely on their magic. But Nasada wants the options going forward, and it works perfectly.
And let's be honest, like, Nasada's not the perfect defender. I don't remember the last time he's kept a clean sheet, as many pros haven't this year, but one thing he will do is outscore you. Right, some more comments coming through about who you've been backing to go through on the eChampions League phase through to the knockout phase. As Totti finds a 6 for Nasada. Love coming through from Emre. Virgo, or Virgo, is that?
Finna be huge, I just read in the chat there. Yeah, good bit of lingo.
Believes he can come back today and ensure a spot in the top 24. Remember, if you finish in the top 8 today, you miss a round. You need to win 1 game to qualify for Budapest in Hungary for the ECL finals. If you get a top 24, it's 2 games you, of course, need to win to have a chance of 1 getting to the round of 16 and 2 into the knockout stages.
I mean, Emre Yilmaz, 2-time previous winner of the tour. I mean, look at this guy go. I mean, and this is the longest day of your life, being PhD and playing Emre Yilmaz in your first game of the day. Like I said, it was the make or break game for him, Tom, and then, I mean, you're 3-0 down in 60 minutes. Commentary curse.
There's one. Well, let's talk about PHG's day yesterday, because he lost his first 2 games, sure, then came back flying in the end. He scored 9, I believe, in his final game.
That's what I'm saying, that's the confidence to build on, and to be honest, if anything, this was the goal that he absolutely needed. Can he start exploiting these wings against Emre Yilmaz? We've been speaking to you guys about the meta of the game, and Tom was touching on the 4-4-2, and Brandon as well. We see a game in the meta that's so focused on the striker and then the two wingers. That's why people are happy to use 4-4-1-1 and 4-5-1 as well. They're the two most common sort of formations you'll see. And he needs to look to expose that, does PH Zin, if he's going to take down Emre Yilmaz. I mean, how many games has Emre Yilmaz lost at LAN? I mean, I'd be interested to see what that is in the last couple of years.
I'll come back to you on that.
And that must be a low number.
One of them was yesterday against Lex. Right, let's take a break in play here. Let's check in with FG and the team for some more updates.
Thank you very much, Brandon. Welcome back. I mean, we'll come to you open straight away because Anders Vergang is back to being Anders Vergang that we know. We spoke to you yesterday. He didn't have the best of days. Tell everyone what the score is right now.
It's 7-1. I think he wants to equalize Alien Lion goal difference because right now he keeps scoring and scoring. And on the other side, Nicolas went to he changed formation. Now he's playing 4-1-4-1, and now he's creating more chances. The result right now is 4-2, but for Samu Gamer.
Yeah, Nicolas did just get a goal back in that case. So you're watching Tex. How's he getting on? Have we got the same score in both your games there?
Same scoreline in both matches. Milkolev did equalize, but Tex had a very quick answer. It's currently 3-2 in favor of Tex. On the other side, it's Hezers versus Jafon. So honestly, Hezers has been knocking on the door. He hit the crossbar. He was offside 2 minutes ago, so I know he's going to score soon, but it's currently 3-2 in favor of Jafonso.
Wow, two absolutely amazing games for you. Last time we checked in with you, Grav, there was a bit of a shock in one of your games. First, we'll come to the Kareem game, and then we'll ask you about the Sofoglu game. He was winning against RVP Legend last time I checked.
Yes, on match 8, Montaxer is currently winning 4-3, so I'm sure Oberon will be happy, but Kareem back just scored, so it's 4-4, so Oberon is not happy. But then on game 9, we see that RVP Legend, I mean, he scored 4 goals with Thierry Henry, so he's leading 5-4, and it seems like the Turkish player is pushing. So Foglu is playing well, so he needs the energy from the Turkish fans because he's close. Yes, he's close. I mean, he can do it.
He can indeed. Listen, Oberon's always happy, by the way. Let's head back to Brandon for now, but all we're doing is seeing goals at the start of today.
Thanks, FG. Lots happening in all the other games. To answer your question, Shuri, 6 times Emre Yilmaz has lost at LAN events this year, but 2 of them were in finals against Anders Vergang. One was in the FC Pro Open final and the other in the Euro final. All the other results and losses came in the Dutch Eredivisie, which Emre Yilmaz went to win in the end. He won that final 10 goals to 2. That's why he is at the eChampions League this year alongside Chris de Boer. I mean, it's not a bad record regardless, is it?
I mean, I probably lost 6 games last champs run.
Well, he lost one last night, didn't he?
Oh, he did, yeah.
That definitely wasn't a disconnect, was it?
Yeah, he did. 14-1's a good record by his standards now as well.
Thanks for that, Bill. PH Zin doing his best to get this comeback going, though, here.
I mean, he's done well because it's 3-0 down to Emre in the 55th. You think it would just be game over, but he's actually come back really nicely.
Levy here probably accepting defeat in this one. We've said it so many times. When Nasada comes out and attacks the way that he can, I don't know if anyone can defend him.
We said this yesterday, Tom, about what's the scoreline where in your mind you kind of feel like there's no coming back. You said 5, there's always a chance, but with only 18 minutes, or sorry, 20 minutes left of the game against Nasada, it just feels maybe a bit too much of an ask.
Yeah, I think at this stage, with 20 minutes left, 5 in the first half, for example, he's still in it, but with 20 to go, I don't think it's going to happen. And if anything, Nasada looks like he's going to be scoring more here. He's playing really, really well. Someone else playing really well, by the way. Anders is 9-1 up now.
Well, the biggest score was yesterday in the Champions League, and it was a 13-2 win for Alien Lion, who is not playing in this round. He is in action in his next game as PH Zin. What a turnaround this has been from the Brazilian.
Well, no one saw that coming. PH Zin was 3-0 down to Emre Yilmaz in the 55th minute. Within 15 minutes, he scored 3.
I did say use the wings, and he's come down that right-hand side again. On Emre Yilmaz there, using a saw-off item, which, honestly, very few players at the tournament are using.
It's a good impact sub. Nixnev scored with him yesterday, the winner. Just seems to cause a bit of mayhem, just another plan B for moments like this. Spoke about the importance of plan B. If plan A isn't going right...
My mistake, I got that confused with another player. 18 players have got him.
18.
Half the roster.
I wonder how many
I've got
people are starting him, though. I wonder how many people are starting him.
A lot of bench players.
Double figures for Anders Vergang at the bottom there. As always, chat, let us know if you're watching on YouTube and Twitch. Who are you supporting? Who do you believe can get through to the knockout phase? Only 24 can come back tomorrow. And only 8 of those will qualify for Budapest, Hungary for the finals of the eChampions League. The winner will get $75,000 just a few days before the biggest match of football in Europe. Well, that result there puts PH in 25th in the standings, because this is what's just happened. Emre Yilmaz has won a penalty. And my guess is that he scored. Up steps Hazard for Emre Yilmaz. Bottom corner, 4-3 leads. All that hard work done, Shrewd, maybe just to be waved away.
Yeah, and that's where the bruiser can screw you over a little bit, to put it nicely. Most of the time, it's the best meta thing you can do, as Nasada goes 8-2 up there, but the bruiser, it's just not worked out for him there. As you're on the turn there, Tom, in the box, that's where the bruiser can sort of go against you.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the safer bet, I think, because stand tackles are a bit more risky, but sometimes if someone can spin out of it quick enough, players with high agility, good dribbling, they try and bruise them and they just catch the player, and you can't.
And for you guys at home who maybe don't know about the bruiser play style and how to activate it, is simply with advanced defending on in your settings and then just X on your controller.
Yeah,
and it's
try and make sure when you're hitting X, try and do it side on. Face on doesn't do much, but side on, that's where the bruiser, you go arm to arm. You'll see it activated a lot in the pro games. If you keep an eye on how many times players go side to side because they're trying to activate bruiser by clicking X, you'll notice it. Once you start watching it, you won't stop. As we see, a big equaliser incoming here for Guga Faraz in the 75th minute. The man loves to draw, and he's drawing again.
He loves to draw. FC Pro Open, I swear he drew every game, didn't he? Near enough.
I mean, he's similar levels today.
We've never seen that many draws, have we, from one player in the FC Pro Open. Paramde over here. Levi gets the goal back. PHN is still trailing 4 goals to 3. It must be said as well, goal difference could come into play today on the various tiebreakers. Who gets through to the top 24, and the fact we've just seen already, Tom, Vergang get a +9 potentially from his game, the side of a +5 goal difference, that could play a part later on, couldn't it?
I'm pretty sure Vergang playing Nasada as well. I think there's some big games coming up. I'm sure I've seen that on the fixture list. Tex currently 4-3 up with 10 minutes to go. I mean, this would be huge for Tex. If he wins this, he's through.
I mean, he was in my top 8 prediction as well. Tex is the situation where he normally thrives at best, building up around the edge of the box nice and slow. You'll notice with Tex, guys, he does a lot of dead stops, just stops very, very still, slow walking, doesn't care too much about trying to go lightning fast into defence.
Here he is.
You're on the same right lines there. He's playing against a virtual Bundesliga player as Tex finds a 5th. Speaking of which, that's Milka Love. That is who Anders will be playing next, by the way. And then he closes out against Matthias Bonanno as frustration is building here in Manchester. We can hear in the player in. Big goal for Tex.
Yeah, they're my favourite kind of goals to watch. When someone's building up on the edge of the box, as I was touching on. You'll notice with Tex, guys, he does a lot of L1 stops, just to stop completely still, wait for the defence to move, and then just play a very, very quick pass.
That is a huge goal for Tex. He's had a lot of heartbreak in the league phase recently. He's had 2, I think 2 of the last 3 tournaments, he's gone out on the last game. He is now safe from that if he wins this. Completely safe.
And that takes something, 2 goals in 8 minutes.
I think you'll see, if he wins this, you'll see a much lighter Tex now. It's a little hurdle for him. He's really struggled with that. I think now if he gets through there, you'll see huge difference in Tex's mentality. I know he's been working hard a lot. I know he's been taking on a few new coaches as well. It's working well for him.
Yeah, we've seen someone you know well as well, Tom Lyrics, in the background, helping out of Tex as well. 9 goals to 3 here. I've just had the tiebreakers come through as well in terms of what it's going to come down to potentially in the late hours here in Manchester tonight. Is number 1 is goal difference, obviously. Number 2 is the amount of goals you score. Those 2 parts there are huge. Because even if you lose a game 8-7, but you still scored 7 goals, it could play a part.
Yeah, definitely. And I like that we've got the format that way, because we need rewards for people scoring goals. We don't want 1-0s or 2-1s or anything like that. You can see Levy there, I think, just sort of saying, your attack is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think the words were, it's impossible to defend.
wonder how many Nasada would put past me these days. Might be 20.
It'd be a similar scoreline to this.
We always said about this, and I spoke to Oberon about it yesterday. Do you think there's a different play style potentially from different leagues we're seeing here?
Yeah, because you tend to only practice against your league for a few months, because when I played E-Premier League, I can't compete against E-Liga and E-La Liga players because we have a different rule set, we have different players. We're also not playing a tournament on the same weekend. So we're at different stages of practice, as we see Anders with a 12th and a big smile on his face, a big laugh. Anders has arrived.
I don't know if he knows yet, but the biggest scoreline was 13 goals from one player. If he gets one more, he'll tie Ali in line with that stat. But 12-2, what a comeback and what response from Anders off the back of yesterday. And he picked up 4 points from 9 games yesterday. That'll put him on 7. And as it stands, he's in the top 8, Shorin.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at him there thinking, who's he looking for this time? Who's he looking to have a little bit of chat with this time, as we see Emre Yilmaz 4-3 to the good against PHN, looking to close this game out here. I mean, this would be absolutely huge for PHN to sneak a goal here. Because you'd imagine, Tom, if he can get a draw here and then one more win, 7 points, probably safety for PHN, but you know, he'd need to win really if he was going to look to make that top 8.
Added time of 3 minutes. PHN back to you to snatch a point here. What a big point it could be. Omri finds Cruyff. We're a corner.
Interesting shot choice, Tom. Interesting. I think maybe back across goal, a little finesse, a little low driven potentially.
I mean, it's the touch up as well that hasn't helped him, has it? It's a little touch up and maybe he shouldn't have. Guga now 4-3 up. This is huge. Both players are struggling at the bottom here. They need a win.
7-goal thriller in a Tuga game.
And Guga's got him playing.
eChampions League phase is delivering.
We joked about Guga loving a draw. That might not be the case here, Tom. It looks like he's on to pick up a huge 3 points.
It'd be massive for him. Huge chance.
Oh. What could have been? What should have been for PHN? You see the reaction.